10 years as Poland's president, Andrzej Duda has witnessed Donald Trump's first and his current tenure, and he remains a firm believer.
To jest człowiek, który jest człowiekiem wielkiego biznesowego sukcesu.
He's a man of huge business success, commercial success, and he's accustomed to. He has his methods, which he's been using for many years, and those methods are present in the world of business, and he now applies them to global politics.
Metody, które funkcjonują w biznesie.
You seem very confident in his business abilities. Was that shaken at all by the turmoil that we have seen across the world markets in relation to his tariff proposals, which he swiftly backed down on?
Moim zdaniem to jest taktyka negocjacyjna prezydenta Donalda Trumpa.
These are negotiating tactics of President Trump. It's a shock therapy from his side. Yes, we're not used to that. Politicians are not used to it, but he's operating like that. President of the United States is not elected by European presidents or European voters, but the voters and taxpayers in the United States.
With 10,000 US troops in country, Poland is heavily reliant on the US for security, which is why the announcement on Monday that the US would be drawing down troops from the Yashonka base near the border with Ukraine came as a shock to many Poles.
Było tak, że byliśmy uprzedzani o tym, że
We were warned that the change was planned for Yashonka.
nie otrzymałem od
I
nich
have not
żadnych
received any information from them about decreasing the number of American soldiers. Actually, the opposite. We discussed strengthening American presence in Poland, and I mentioned the idea of creating a huge base of US troops in Poland. We previously called it Fort Trump, and I do still hope that this idea will be implemented.
On Friday, President Trump's go-to man for the world's most intractable conflicts, Steve Witkoff, landed in Russia for yet another meeting with Vladimir Putin, a man he has described as trustworthy and not a bad guy.
Does he understand, do you think, who he's dealing with?
Nie myślę, że
I believe that President Trump perfectly knows whom he's dealing with, and he knows what to do.
He's not getting very far in terms of peace, though. Do you think that Europe should be talking to Vladimir Putin? Would you talk to him?
Więc ta wojna tak naprawdę
The war has been going on since 2014, and Europe was not able to solve this problem.
Wygląda sytuacja rzeczywiście tak, że jeżeli ktoś jest w stanie
If someone is able to force the end of Russia's war, it's most likely only the President of the United States. The question is whether he'll be determined enough to do that in a way, because it's also very important here in Europe, being a neighbor of Russian aggression against Ukraine, that the peace is fair and lasting.
Security is one of the few points of alignment between the outgoing president, originally of Poland's right-wing Law and Justice Party, and Poland's liberal and Euro-focused Prime Minister, Donald Tusk. Poles face a choice in May who to choose as their next president and which direction of travel their country goes. Diana Magnay, Sky News, Warsaw.